Greetings and salutations, Internet. Aaron Smith here. Just coming at you again with another blog because yesterday was a short one. It was just a nice day to not really be inside. I just wanted to go out and walk my dog, and I missed my niece and nephews, and I just thought it would be awesome to be in the park with them. But that's neither here nor there. Main reason I'm posting this blog today is because it is July 27th, 2015. It's a very important day in my life because it marks the 10-year anniversary since my father has passed. I know I've brought him up before in plenty of other videos, but I think this has given me enough time to really get everything clear in my head about my father and I mean and just how he has affected my life more positively than negatively. When he first passed, it was all about um, the things he would tell me, the insults, the mockery, the disappointment that I was, only to realize it was just his own self-projection. He had this whole, I guess you call it the just old-fashioned mindset of, okay, finish high school, get a college degree, get a job, get married, have kids. Um, what he didn't realize is that change is inevitable. Things don't always work out like that. Um, my dad had this plan that he would get married, mom would stay at home, be Susie homemaker, and there would be 6 kids at home. Um, and I'll tell you right now, from the start, mom was totally against that. She did want kids, but not that many. She still wanted to go on with her career. So that just, I think, was the point where it just put a damper on his life. Um, I don't know, I'm not exactly sure why he was just so set on having life that way, but um, eventually it led to his demise. After he got divorced, after mom just got up and left, says, I'm not dealing with the unemployment and the alcoholism and just the inability to function. Yep, she got divorced, and of course he just pretty much went on a downward spiral. He automatically dated someone else, and he just felt like being in a relationship was going to make him happy. Um, he tried to tell me this. He's trying to be like, okay, you need to find someone. You need to settle down. And I'm just thinking to myself, it's not the right time. It's not the right person. Um, I don't need to seek happiness in someone else. I have to be happy with myself first. He just couldn't grasp that. After that relationship fell through, he I slowly watched him degrade. Just saw him continuously drinking, even though he was a diabetic. I just saw a bunch of TV dinners and just junk food around the house. And at the time, I was in the Navy, and I was not the poster child for health and fitness that I am today. But I kind of knew that this is not what a diabetic should be doing with his life. Um, it made me remember back to a time where um, he was um, really into carpentry. And matter of fact, he pretty much rebuilt the top of our house after we had a house fire back in '89. It pretty much demolished our roof, and he fixed it with his own two hands. I mean, yeah, he had help and he didn't have a permit for it, but he got up there and he did it. Um, I also kind of remember the time where he started working for Muscle and Fitness magazine, and after that third floor was renovated, it basically turned into a gym. That's how I got interested in weightlifting and being fit. He only stuck with it until he got laid off from working for the Weeder Company as a sales rep and moved on to something else. But um, I still used it. I kind of fell off after going to college, going to the Navy. Um, but um, when he passed, that was my wake up call. I mean, I realized that I was in really terrible shape. I was not happy with my life. And the last thing I wanted to do was end up like him. So I ended up starting training martial arts again. I was very much out of shape. I was smoking cigarettes. I was drinking almost every night and just eating all sorts of bad food. And it sucked the first couple classes, but then I kind of got into a swing where I realized I've been missing this my entire life, or ever since high school, I should say. Um, I know that's one of the only things he really kind of supported me in was me practicing martial arts. I know he was a athlete in high school. I guess he kind of expected the same thing from me, but I was never into team sports. But as soon as I found martial arts and started just becoming devoted to that, he followed me. He took me to all my promotional events. He was there every time I got a new belt. And that's pretty much the reason why and another reason why I started just training again after he passed. I just felt I needed to refill that void. So that time, it was only for a couple months. I was training at a local MMA gym here in Virginia Beach. I was still in the Navy, so I got transferred to Italy, and that's really where I got enough time to just really set myself away from everything else and just get myself onto a right track. I most definitely did. I did not drink. I did not smoke. I was pretty much in the gym almost every day, or I was just running um, around the streets of um, southern Italy, which was very beautiful scenery, by the way. Um, and then once that duty station was over, and I had to come back to Norfolk and get back on a ship, that all just disappeared. And that's when I decided to get out of the Navy because I know this was not the direction I needed to be going in my life. Um, and then, yeah, so I got out of the Navy. I got a personal training certification. I worked at a gym for a little while, pursued my college degree, only because I failed out before doing something that there's really no way I could see myself having a future in. Dad thought I should be into computer aided drafting and design because I wanted to design things. I had a dream of maybe designing toys one day or designing inline skates or um, I had a whole bunch of options, and I was so confused at that time. I was still a teenager, and I went to school, and I went to university. It didn't work for me. Um, I know he was disappointed at that at the time, but then as soon as I joined the Navy, um, he saw a whole new side of me. I saw a whole new side of me. He was very supportive of that too. So basically, I think the thing I'm trying to get at is I think I learned more from my dad of him showing me what not to do as opposed to him telling me what to do, if that makes sense. Um, he would try coming up with these ideas and trying to just say things to get me up and moving and motivated. But I didn't believe it. I saw in the fact that he was miserable in his life, and he wasn't doing that stuff that he was telling me to do. And um, I just learned, yeah, that's not who I want to be. So I can't really say anything bad about my dad. He tried. Um, I know a lot of parents out there slowly realize there is no textbook on how to raise children. You're going to have bumps in the road. There's going to be things that are done differently. And you just have to, as the Marine Corps says, improvise, adapt, and overcome. Uh, I know I have. I know he's also showed me just not give up. He I saw him literally give up when um, he broke up with the woman he was seeing after he divorced my mom. Just started ordering almost anything and everything you would see on an infomercial. When my sister and I cleaned out the house, we found at least four George Foreman grills still in the box. Just a little example of what exactly he was doing, realizing that there was a hoarding problem, there was something psychologically wrong there. Um, but he, what I learned from that is you have to just keep striving. Things are not going to get easier in life. You'll become more experienced, you will make better decisions in your life, but it's always going to be a challenge. It's always going to be a learning experience. You see it like that, you will be ready to see the next day. I mean, granted, I know there are success stories, and once you accomplish something, you feel good, and that's all perfect. That's all a fruit of your labors, as you could say. If you work hard and you earn something, yeah, you should enjoy it. But there's always going to be something else. That's what keeps us alive. It gives us a something to strive for. I mean, if we just had a life where everything was taken care of and there was just really nothing to be sought after, I mean, we would just die as a society. I think that just like any cell in the body, if it stops moving, yeah, it's going to disintegrate. And if we stop moving, since we're just a whole collection of cells, then yeah, we're going to stop. Uh, we're going to die if we stop moving or if we stop uh, going out to accomplish something. So once you look at life like that, it makes it a whole lot easier. people get this impression that they have to be living up to someone's standards. Like I said before, my dad had this whole plan of college, job, wife, and kids, and um, you just gotta kind of set your own. I mean, I know I'm nowhere at that point. I'm 35 and I can barely pay my rent, but you just have to kind of accomplish small goals at a time. Um, I know for me, I got my college degree, and now I can move on to the next thing. Now I can start doing a video blog, and or now I can start working at another company, or I can pursue something else. I can become more involved with grass meetings. I can go out and I don't know, volunteer somewhere. There's always going to be something else for me to do. Um, I know I could say that life is always. I mean, all right, hold on. Let me think here. Just need to take a second. I think the point of what I'm getting at is that change is inevitable. Um, things aren't always going to go as planned, but it's how you face that and how you and what you do to overcome that is what makes you the person you are. I know I've probably said that before, but that's kind of just how I'm living right now. I'm not out to impress anybody. I'm not out to live up to someone else's standards. I'm just here to handle my own. Um, I again, I'm just putting myself out here because I know there's things wrong with me. There was things wrong with my dad. Sadly, I inherited them. He always put on this facade that everything was peachy, and um, he always was like the center of attention, and he always had parties at his house. But once that was done, he was just a mess, and I realized that that's how I am. I try to pretend like nothing's wrong, and I try to always just try to, again, put on the facade. But it's not the way things always work. So you just have to embrace the change. You have to face it. Sometimes you have to change. Sometimes you can't always go as planned because nothing really is written in stone. All I could that's really all I could say right now. Just realize, just if I'm gonna say anything to you is just embrace life, expect a change. All right, find a goal and seek it out. Go accomplish something that you know is going to be worth talking about later in life. That's all I'm gonna say right now. Miss you, Dad. Peace. Sawadee Kap.